Alright, I kind of worked on this shipper shaft a little bit. I basically just shot it with some PB blaster, and I kind of tapped that direction with a screwdriver, and I got it to at least move. It's not seized anymore, but the thing is, now it doesn't really want to. Let me just pull on it here. See, it's like it goes sometimes, and there it went back. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know. There it is. So it's behind that bolt, that Allen wrench hole there. So I basically loosened that. This whole thing lifts up off of the shaft. So I'm thinking about taking that part apart, kind of, I don't know, wire brushing the two surfaces, getting it nice and clean, and then greasing it up real good and putting it back. And that might help out with it, because I wasn't really able to get any lubrication in there besides penetrating lubricant, like a PB blaster or something. So thinking about just taking this thing apart right now, seeing if I can get it working a lot better. Because, like I said, I got it to where it kind of works, but man, it's a pain in the butt when you're trying to disengage it, and you're kind of hitting this thing with the palm of your hand. Looks like somebody whacked on it with a hammer. It's interesting. I think they're carriage bolts, and there's like a square hole stopping them from turning, but I can't be bothered to remove this inspection plate. Actually, I'm gonna have to remove it soon anyway, because as soon as they drop down, that square is not going to be making contact with it anyway. So. My arms. Alright, get that out of the way. So this is a 3/16 Allen wrench. Not good. So as soon as this gets loose enough, I think that this is spring loaded and it's going to just lift right up. But don't break. Sick of breaking. Okay, well, guess we'll just take it out. Okay, I didn't catch this before, but there's another one deeper in there, it looks like. Huh. Wonder how I missed that. So I don't expect this one to need it loosened that much before this will start wobbling off of there. Or I was hoping so, at least. Alright, that should definitely be loose enough. Okay, so there's two of them in there. I guess kind of like a locking deal or something. Okay, so it might still be seized on there, but maybe still seems to be fighting. I think it's starting to go a little bit. That gap's a little bit, that gap there that you can see right there is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to pry on it from each side, little by little. Oh, there it's going. Now it's really going. In fact, you can see up there, yeah, see that, probably won't, yeah, look at that. The inner part of that there is all rusty, so that's all that was going on there, is the darn thing was just really rusty. There's a ball in there, see that ball right there? Ball bearing? So that's the little, it's a detente, and it basically keeps this thing either in or out based on that. Every time it swings 180, you can see, I don't know if you can see that. Well, I'll just show it to you when I get it off of here. So anyway, that ball, and there's a spring too, I'm pretty sure, might try to fall out, so I'm going to try to catch them. Okay. What I need to be concerned with is this. That's spinning, which seems to be spinning pretty good. So Maybe I just need to clean it up. It was all rusty on this part. This ball, that surface the ball rides on. Now see, that's what I was talking about. There's these two detents here, and so when it flips 180, the ball rides in that little groove and then snaps down into that thing, rides back over to there, snaps down into that. It's all gunky and rusty and messed up, so I bet if I clean it up real good with the wire wheel or wire brush or something and grease all this up before I put it back together, I bet it'll function pretty good at that point. So, alright, it probably makes sense to go ahead and polish up this ball now that it seems like this spring is rusted to it, which is only working to my advantage so I can have something to hold it. But I just got this little 320 grit maroon pad is what we call it, but it's just a kind of a Scotch-Brite pad, so I'm just going to kind of... Alright, so I got everything cleaned up, so let's just reassemble this thing and kind of hope for the best. Hang on, it could use a little more down here at the bottom. Alright. Alright, so that's where the spring was, so I'm going to put that back in there. That spring's rough. Now that should have been... Okay. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit more grease on that surface, even though I don't think it even really makes contact with it. Put some on the bottom of here. Now this is the tricky part. Well, it's not tricky generally, but because this ball is not in very good condition. It's all pitted on that side, so I'm hoping, beyond hope, that I can get it to just stay like that. And I doubt I'm going to be able to. So, let's see here. I think this needs to face that direction because that flat part has to go where those set screws go. So I'm just gonna stay there, Mr. Ball. Don't fall. Alright. I'm making contact with the screw, or the spring there. Now just clamp down. Now you can see, or maybe you can't, the flat inside there. I think when I put those set screws in, they're gonna square that thing up just fine. I think it was this one first. Oh, stay in there. I guess I'm just going to try to keep that part there. See how it keeps wanting to lift up? Now the spring's fighting against it. So I'm going to try to just keep that flush. I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, come on. Okay, flush. Let's give it a nice tightening there. Let's put the other set screw in. I think this was on that side when I took it out, so I'm just gonna put it there now. I'm just gonna loosely start this nut here. I still think I have to lift this up. So we get this in there. So the bottom of that goes in here, and then when you twist this, it moves it back. Well, it kind of goes in motion like that to move the dog gear, which I might as well just show you that. To move this in. Is that what it is? I don't, this in and out crap is stupid. Why not just say on and off? I don't go. That has never made sense to me. Is it in the attachment, or is it in the tractor? That's just freaking stupid. So anyway, now that I'm done crying about that, it pushes this in and out to turn on the PTO. So okay. Wait a minute. I don't know how many hands I'm even going to need for this. Out of here, dirt. Okay. My thumb was about an inch longer. Alright, I'm pretty sure this only goes together one way. So I don't think I got anything backwards or anything. I guess we'll see here in a little bit. Okay, that whole thing's moving up and down, so that's different. Alright. Alright, well, it seems to be working a lot better. Doesn't require a whole lot of effort to do that. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I wonder if part of it is how high or low you set this thing with those set screws. Because if I were to set it higher, that would make that detente, that spring with the ball, it would make it not push that ball as hard into those detente slots. And if you set it lower, it's going to make them set into it harder. So I wonder if there's some kind of adjustment there that the guy could do. But overall, that's pretty good. It's working a lot better than it was. So it's probably just because of all that gunk and rust and everything within that ball channel and all that, and then even getting the shaft that goes through the actual whatever the thing it goes through is, getting that all cleaned up and greased up probably helps quite a bit too. So another thing off the list.